Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about how I got to a point of detachment and how that's actually allowing me to then manifest my absolute dream life. I am living in a place that I've always wanted to live. I have just gone full-time in my business. I was able to leave my day job. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my entire life, and I found the love of my life. And all of this has to do with my ability to detach from outcomes and to detach from expectations. And this is a really important skill for you to have. And I know you probably have some ability to detach from certain situations, but in sharing my methods, I hope this can accelerate your progress even further. So I hit a point at the beginning of this year where I was like, I genuinely do not need anyone in my life. I don't have the need. I want people in my life and I adore people in my life, but I don't need anything. And that had to do with the ability of me being able to reparent myself, the ability to allow myself to fill my own soul, to fill my own heart, to where I don't need a partner, and for me to give myself everything that I need so that I don't even need friends. Do I want all of those things? Do I nurture my friends and family and my partner? Absolutely. But I hit a point where I absolutely didn't need anything. And I'm going to explain what that journey looked like because it took a while to get to that point. Genuinely, it took years. And so hopefully by this video, I can help you get to that point a little bit faster by understanding what it took for me to get to that point. I was in a narcissistic abusive relationship for 4 years, and through that process, I could have let me lose myself, and instead I let that empower me. And so what that relationship looked like is everything was my fault. There was a lot of judgment, and I have a lot of compassion, I have a lot of commitment, I have a lot of discipline. And so I use those skills to allow me to empower myself to learn how to be the best me. And that first stage looked like, as a woman, I ended up finding a lot of resources about the dynamics of relationships and how to empower myself as a woman. And for me, what that looked like was diving into the femininity movement. And the femininity movement is not feminism, but it's not anti-feminism. I'm sure there's people out there that think that it is or practice it in a way that it is, but for me, it empowered me to realize the power of divine femininity and increased my self-worth so much it was ridiculous. And even though it sucked that I went through a narcissistic abusive relationship, what it gave me was my ability to learn how to love myself. So that relationship in particular was purposely not giving me the things that I needed in the relationship to cause me pain. And because of that, I had to serve myself. I wasn't being loved in the way that I needed, and so I had to learn how to love myself. And I didn't, and I thought that I did. I genuinely thought that I loved myself until I realized that my self-worth was trash, and I allowed people to treat me every sort of way. So from finding femininity and to watching videos where there's amazing women out there, especially Alexis, AWW Alexis. Her name's Alexis, and she's a wonderful femininity coach. And I found her videos, I found Urania's videos. I'm gonna list all of the videos down below. Better yet, I'm going to list my playlist because I actually have a playlist called Becoming a Better Woman or Becoming My Best Woman Self. And I'll list that in the description box down below. But I use that as a tool to go from not liking myself to actually absolutely loving myself. I trained my TikTok algorithm to show me women who are taking care of themselves, whether they're making themselves tea in the morning, whether they're restocking their home. I just love stuff like that of people taking care of themselves. And so I legitimately brainwashed myself into feeling like I love myself and taking care of myself. And so the second phase of this process looked like setting boundaries. Well, if you've ever been with a narcissist, it doesn't go over that well. They very much don't like boundaries. And setting boundaries with friends is a really good place to start, especially friends that you feel safe with, or practicing saying no to people. And so being able to set boundaries was that second phase of my process of I love myself enough that I can then set boundaries with other people and know when I don't like something and being aware when I don't like something. The next phase of that looked like I dated a lot. And I started to pick up on signs of people that felt good intuitively and people that didn't, and what are the patterns that I can see. So I probably went on a minimum of 30 dates in the last year. And I got to a point where I would meditate, and through these meditations, I could feel how much I loved myself, and I could feel outwardly the love that I have for myself. And I realized, and even through music, there's some music that felt like home to me, and I always had this feeling of there's something missing. There was always this gap, this hole in my heart, and I always thought, well, it's because my dad didn't love me. That's what the gap in my heart, the hole in my heart was. And it wasn't. It was my lack of love for myself. And when I listen to certain music, I really love Afrobeats, and certain songs make me feel like the entire world is just there. My soul has just ignited. And I realized, I kept thinking to myself, I want another person that feels like that to me. And I realized you're missing nothing. You don't need another person to fill that. That's you. Like the feeling that that music is giving you is actually you. And you're allowed to take that in and make yourself feel whole. And there's these moments where we're like, oh, I wish another person would make me feel the way that I feel right now. You're feeling it in the moment. You feel that way right now. So allow yourself to be like, oh my God, that's me. That thing that I think I'm missing is me. And so I hit that point. That was beautiful. But I still had this anxiety about finding a partner. I was like, I really want someone to cuddle with me. I really want someone to support me. And then I kept meditating. And meditation is such a beautiful tool for excelling yourself, for learning yourself. And meditation isn't let me sit here quietly. Meditation is how can I tune in and listen to myself? How can I tune in and get downloads from the universe? How can I tune into everything? And you're basically letting go of the ego, letting go of insecurity, and you're finding yourself. And through that process, I then hit a point where I knew how my partner was gonna feel. And I said out loud, I want someone that feels like they're on the same radio frequency as me. And I don't want anything else. Because why would I give up that divinity, that divine intervention? Why would I give up that connection that feels like we're on the same page for anything else? And when you meditate, you can feel what that would feel like. You stop wanting anything else. And so I would go on dates and I would meet people and I'd be like, no, our frequencies aren't the same. We're on two different radio waves. If I say something, I really want my partner to fully get me. I've been in a lot of relationships where it's like I'm saying this and they're just like not hearing me, or they say something and I'm not hearing them. And it's even in the simple things. And so I was still very open. I was dating a lot of people. I would go on these dates, meet them and be like, nope, we're on two different pages. And I was okay with that. And I think it's detaching from the outcome. It's letting go of that fear. I've held on to a really weird fear since I was like 12 years old, where I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm gonna be single at 30. I had to take that limiting belief and be like, I'm okay being single at 30 if it means that essentially I would have rather been alone forever than to not meet somebody that feels the way I wanted to feel. And I was even okay if I never felt that. I was completely okay with me finding that love inside of myself and being like, well, That's all I need. And it's okay if I don't find somebody. And then you hit that point of detachment and everything falls into place. Another thing that I did along this process was I wrote a love list, except my love list wasn't a certain height, a certain athletic build, a certain anything. It was the way I wanted to feel. So what my love list looked like was, I want to see kindness in their eyes. I want to feel that their soul is pure and genuine. I want them to be ambitious. And so it was these things of the feelings between us and the trust that I wanted to have, and I wasn't going to settle for anything less. And in hitting that, of filling yourself up and not settling and stepping out of a lack mindset into an abundant mindset of the universe literally does magical things all the time, and let's be completely abundant, and let's stop thinking that you won't find what you're looking for. Let it go. If something doesn't intuitively feel right, let it go. There's so much abundance in this world. People make so much money. People have the capability of making billions of dollars. People have the capability of finding the love of their lives. And so then, because of all that detachment and all of that focus on how I want to feel, everything fell into place. And I found the literal perfect match for me. I found the person that checked off after the first date, checked off the entire list, my entire love list. And now we've developed a relationship that is so beautiful, that is making me better, that's making him better, but I don't have attachment to him. It's not like I'm thinking about him constantly all day long, because before I was anxiously attached to people and I thought they had to fill the hole inside of me. The hole's already filled. I don't need him, but I very much want him in my life. And that is such a beautiful transformation, to go from horribly anxiously attached, allowing someone to cheat on me over and over and over, allowing someone to treat me like over and over and over, to I'm settling for nothing less than how I treat myself. I'm loving myself. I'm setting boundaries. I'm with someone who's super healthy, where we have a secure relationship. And I'm so happy in my life, and I had to share this. And I hope that seeing me walk through my steps of how I got to this process can help you find the process as well. I would also encourage you to find your faith, whatever religion or spirituality you have. Lean into that faith, because when you have the ability to tune into something bigger than yourself, you're like, God has me, or the universe has my back, or I can let go. And letting go is detachment. And that's how you get from point A to point B. And I really hope this video is helpful to you, because it means a lot for me to make a video like this.